NiceHCK is maturing and I'm liking it. Hello and thank you all for clicking on this video where I'll be sharing my experience on NiceHCK's latest multi-driver hybrid IEM, and this is the NiceHCK NX8, which is a 1DD 6BA 1 piezoelectric driver IEM coming in at $199 which, similar to the NX7, is relatively affordable for the amount of driver that it comes with, but does it sound the same? Before we dive deeper into that, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank NiceHCK for sending this unit in exchange for my honest feedback. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. If you'd like to support the channel, do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it a lot. Now that's all out of the way, let's talk accessories. Inside the box, you'll be greeted by the IEMs themselves, a carrying case which carries a few interchangeable ear tips, one set of generic silicone ear tips, and another set where it feels a bit more sticky, something like the Setna ear tips, which to be honest, I really like, and it feels fresh to get something different than your generic silicone ear tips. The case itself is also pretty nice. You have a textured fabric for the case, and it has a bit of body to it to protect your IEMs. Inside the case stores additional nozzles, and NiceHCK is known for their cables, so the stock cable that comes with the NX8 is quite nice. It has some rigidity to it without feeling too stiff, and it's in this double weave that balances between not too thick nor too thin. Very simple but neat termination and hook designs, and all in all, a nice stock cable, though I wish it had interchangeable terminations. I'm surprised they didn't use something like Cosmic as a name for this IEM, considering the faceplate design they used for the NX8. There's this universe-like design on the faceplate, very simple and straight to the point without any wording on it. There's like a silver band around it followed by a black resin shell body. I wish there was a bit more sparkle or silver specks because it will really add that three-dimensionality to this faceplate and really make it pop, because as of now it's a little bit flat or 2D, but it's still a nice design on the faceplate, but was a missed opportunity to be a standout. Despite the multiple drivers in this IEM, it still has a relatively compact shape, so wearing this IEM doesn't apply any unnecessary pressure around my ears, and I can wear this IEM for hours no problem, and especially with the transparent blue ear tips, it really gives me that seal and fit security. One thing to note is that this IEM is quite sensitive, so there are some sources where you can hear the noise floor, so if you want dead silence, it'll be dependent on the sources you use and the settings. So just talking about the sound of the NX8, bass on this IEM is really nice. It's fast but has a bit of weight behind the notes. It's not bass hate level of punch and slam, but definitely brings enough to give your music that deep, solid foundation and keeps it entertaining and engaging, especially with that rumble coming in from the deep end. It definitely gives a bit of warmth to the entire presentation, but at the same time, it doesn't take the spotlight away from the vocals. Vocal notes sound full and are right dead and center, with all the accompaniment happening in the left and right. More on that later. There's power behind the sound of trumpets, but there's still some distance to it, so it's missing a little bit of that sharpness in the attack. I would categorize the treble performance of this IEM as being smooth, so I would say it's safe for treble sensitive people, but at the same time, those wanting that sparkle or open sounding treble quality might be left wanting a little bit more listening to this IEM. I wish there was just a touch more just to cut through a bit of the bass that comes through, and it would have definitely helped in bringing out some of the micro nuances in the track. Imaging on this IEM is pretty great. Typically you hear sounds sorta in the left and sorta in the right, but it's a clear delineation between the two for the NX8, and it gives a very three-dimensional soundstage illusion instead of having just a flat sounding presentation where everything is right in front of you. And it also balances being not too forward, not too recessed, but if only the details came through as clear as its imaging, it'll definitely enhance the experience a lot more. Details are fine, but I expected more for the amount of drivers this IEM has, but I think the bass takes focus and there's not enough sharpness to cut through all that weight, which isn't a bad thing if you're looking for something more laid back, but for something at this price range it's enough, but it doesn't hold the final word on technical performance. So comparing against the NiceHCK NX7, I think the NX8 is a worthy successor to the NX7. It's got better imaging capabilities. The NX8 has 2 more BAs than the NX7, which may have attributed to that factor. It's got slightly better bass delivery, however both are relatively smooth sounding IEMs, and the NX8 has better quality accessories, but of course it's a little bit more expensive as well, but I feel the price is justified with the sound performance and the accessories provided on the NX8. They both falter slightly on the technical delivery, but the NX8 just edges ahead in comparison, and it's an easy pick for me between the two. So comparing against the Duno Da Vinci, the Da Vinci is $100 more expensive than the NX8 and has less driver configuration, but the DaVinci has a really nice stock cable with interchangeable terminations, and Dunu SNS ear tips that it comes with is just one of my favorite ear tips to use. But this elastic ear tips that comes with the NX8 is slowly becoming one of my favorites and is a great alternative to the Sedna ear tips. In terms of sound performance, they both offer similar sound characteristics where it's a warm and smooth sounding presentation, but I will give the edge to the DaVinci when it comes to vocal presence, and the bass presentation sounds just a tad more full and rounded, and the treble performance is a little airier and a bit more open. But the imaging performance from the NX8 is definitely much clearer, and having more drivers probably attributed to that. All in all, the DaVinci is easily my go-to IEM, and the NX8 is not too far behind. So if you're on a budget, the NiceHCK NX8 is still a really solid option. So in summary, I think NiceHCK is heading towards the right direction, and the release with the NX8 shows once again that you don't need to burn a hole in your pocket to get a multi-driver IEM, but it also shows that tuning matters regardless of the amount of drivers you have in your IEM. But I do think that NiceHCK has made an improvement from their previous iterations with the release of the NX8, and I think the next iteration, should NiceHCK want to continue down this road, if they implement some of the feedback and comments from others, that has the potential to be a serious contender. But for something in this price category, I really enjoyed what the NX8 had to offer. Smooth sounding presentation with plenty of bass to keep you engaged, and really great imaging. But if you want something with a bit more details, then there are other options out there. However, that's been one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. What are your experiences like with the NiceHCK NX8 if you purchased it, or what is your favorite multi-driver IEM at this price range? Comment below and let me know. And with that all said, thank you once again to NiceHCK for this opportunity, and to all of you for watching. Take care and happy listening.